If you're trying to get cited in ChatGPT and it's not happening, you're likely optimizing for a metric that doesn't exist. Some brands still chase rankings and positions as if AI search worked like Google. It doesn't. AI answers change constantly. Models change. Even the same prompt can return different results. But when you track the same prompt over time, you'll notice something. Certain sources keep appearing even as others rotate out. For instance, AI engines keep pulling from the same small set of pages: Reddit threads, YouTube reviews, LinkedIn posts. And if your brand isn't in that source set, AI has no real reason to mention you. In this video, I'll show you 3 paths to get into that source set, starting with path A that takes about 48 hours. So path A is all about getting into pages AI already trusts. And unless you enjoy copy-pasting all possible variations of ChatGPT answers into spreadsheets, you're going to want to use SE Ranking's AI Results Sources feature for that. It shows which pages ChatGPT and other AI engines keep citing for your prompts, so you can see the source set behind the answers. Here's how to set this up in 3 quick steps. First, add your prompts. Focus on queries where AI already lists brands, like best online learning platforms or best alternatives. Second, pick your platforms: ChatGPT, Perplexity, Gemini, Google AI Overviews, or AI Mode. Third, set a 14 to 30-day window. That's how you see stable patterns, not one-off mentions. Then, hit run. Right away, you'll see 4 types of opportunities. Mention opportunities: pages citing other brands but not yours. Competitor-only mentions: pages that list your competitors and skip you. New opportunities: newly found sources that don't mention your brand. And mentions without backlinks: pages that name your brand but don't link out to it. Click into any of these and you get a ranked list of sources, from most to least important. This cuts out weeks of manual research, and you'll end up with the exact list of pages AI trusts for your niche. Now, when you filter for competitor-only mentions, you'll often find roundup articles listing 10, 15, sometimes 20 competing brands, but not yours. That's your 48-hour opportunity. Why? Because path A is about earning mentions on pages AI already trusts and reuses. You're not trying to convince AI to learn something new. You're inserting your brand into sources that are already part of its answer set. And the lowest hanging fruit? Those competitor-only pages you just filtered for. If a page lists tools similar to yours, AI has already approved the context. You're basically helping a trusted page stay complete. That is a very different ask and a much easier yes. So, adding one more brand is usually a small editorial update. That's why this path can work in 48 hours, not months. The pages that work best for this fall into a few buckets: best tools roundups, comparison pages, resource lists or directories, and tool lists with short descriptions. And just to be clear, listicles aren't the problem. Low quality content is, regardless of the format. If you don't believe me, our head of SEO would back me up on this. And now, here's what most people get wrong when they reach out. They pitch features. Don't do that. Instead, pitch positioning. Show how you fill a gap in the list they already have. A quick example. See what's happening there? You reference the exact page. You show that you understand what the list is trying to do. You explain briefly why your product belongs alongside the others. It can be a different use case, different audience, or a clear gap the list currently doesn't have. Here's what most people miss. You don't have to wait for existing roundups to update. Find creators who review tools in your space. YouTubers, LinkedIn thought leaders, tech bloggers with audiences that match yours. Offer them early access to test your product. In turn, they create a video review, a LinkedIn post, or a detailed article. AI engines start citing that content, and that's path A. Yeah, this way is fast, but it depends on someone else's page, and that's where path B comes in. It's different and slower than path A. Instead of getting mentioned on someone else's page, the goal here is to make your own pages the ones AI wants to cite. Here's the #1 key thing to understand. AI might pull information about other tools from your comparison or alternative pages, but when it comes to your own brand, that information usually comes from other sites. What AI will cite are brand pages that answer specific specific, factual questions clearly, directly, and better than anyone else. Think feature deep dives, help center articles, focused comparison breakdowns, and blog posts covering a single use case. Now, here's the second thing you should keep in mind. When someone asks AI a big question, it doesn't answer just that one thing. It breaks the prompt into smaller questions behind the scenes. This query fan-out thing you might have heard of. The single broad query quickly breaks down into multiple subqueries, and each one needs a clear answer. If you answer those smaller supporting questions, you suddenly become useful to AI. This is why comprehensive pages matter. Our AI mode research shows that pages ranking in Google's top 10 for 4 or more related keywords get almost 5 times more AI citations, not because they're longer, but because they cover the topic from multiple angles, which AI needs. So the next question is, how do you decide which questions to build pages for first? You can use the sources view again. Look at the topics where your brand never appears and focus on 3 things. What angle are these pages taking? Which subtopics keep repeating? And what questions are they answering over and over? Then create or adapt pages that focus on one clear question, answer it completely, and organize the content so AI can easily extract it. Yeah, Path B is a long game. It's all about building long-term assets on your own site. But here's the thing. In a lot of niches, the sources AI trusts most aren't brand websites at all. They're UGC platforms. And that leads us to Path C. Reddit, YouTube, LinkedIn. Our research shows these consistently rank among the top cited domains in AI answers across different niches. If AI is pulling heavily from these platforms in your space, you need to be part of that content. Check your sources data. If you see YouTube videos getting cited, that's your signal. Create videos on those same topics. Better structure, more recent info, mention your brand in the description or on screen. AI trusts video for certain query types, product demos, tutorials, comparisons. So if YouTube is showing up, use it. LinkedIn also appears frequently for business and professional topics. If AI is citing LinkedIn posts or articles in your niche, publish thought leadership there. Post insights, share case studies, answer the questions your audience is already asking. This content gets indexed quickly and AI picks up on it. Here's where it gets tricky. You might see Reddit or Quora dominating your sources data. These platforms don't allow obvious brand placements, but you can still participate. Become an active community member. Answer questions. Start discussions around topics AI already cites. The data is compelling here. Domains with millions of brand mentions on Reddit or Quora have 4 times more chances of being cited in ChatGPT than those with minimal presence. But make sure that you're not spamming, that you're contributing genuinely. If you're a local business, check if Facebook or Instagram appear in your sources data for location-based queries. AI cites these platforms for local searches, branded queries, and events. The platform play works because you're borrowing authority from domains AI already trusts. Building that authority on your own site takes time. Established platforms give you a shortcut. So you've got 3 paths, but which one should you actually focus on? And how do you track if it's working? Let me show you. You don't need to take all 3 paths at once. Your sources data will tell you where to focus. Competitor only mentions lighting up your dashboard? Start with path A. Platforms like YouTube or Reddit dominating citations? Path C. You've got content bandwidth and want long-term control? Path B. And here's the best part. The sources feature gives you automated recommendations. It analyzes your data and highlights exactly what to do, like which authoritative sites to target or which community discussions to join. Click on a recommendation and it shows you the specific websites to focus on. And here's exactly why tracking matters. Sources that dominate AI citations this month might be replaced next month. For example, our AI mode volatility research shows only 35% of domains repeat for the same prompt across multiple runs. AI's preferences shift. You need to track this. Export your sources data to CSV. Add a column called outreach status. Track each opportunity through stages. Pitched, in progress, won, no response. This keeps you organized. You're not losing track of opportunities. Check your sources view weekly or bi-weekly to spot new high-value sources appearing in your niche, changes in the sources AI prefers, whether your own pages start showing up as cited sources, and competitive movements. If competitors are getting new placements, investigate how. Use SE Rankings AI Results Tracker to monitor whether your brand appears in AI-generated answers. Track the number of prompts mentioning your brand. Mention position mention and prominence. Discover whether these mentions include links to your site, and keep tabs on changes in brand mention frequency over time. Because AI citation behavior changes too fast, what worked last month might not work this month. New sources emerge, old ones fade. If you're not monitoring, you're constantly reacting instead of staying ahead. So, you've got the framework, 3 paths, a way to prioritize, a system for tracking. Now it's time to actually do this. And one more important thing, appearing in ChatGPT or AI mode the way we discussed in this video is only part of the job. There's a specific way to structure content, format pages, and organize information so AI engines actually reuse it. I break down that full playbook in the next video. Watch it next.